the fourth and final showdown. This time it's Leonardo Turtles in Disguise versus Leonardo Pizza Club Edition. And folks, stay tuned because I've got a little trick that's gonna completely change your setup. Kind of. So here we go with Leonardo. Front box artwork by none other than, you guessed it, Aaron. He's done all four of them. And then you got your famous folks here doing sculpt work and all these good people doing good things, okay? Thank you all. Thank you. On the bottom of the box, it tells you all the cool things so you can sound like a smart boy when you read these things off later in the review. I'm the smart boy. Back of the box, we got that beautiful look, which looks a lot like this, which is an old Burger King Kids Club box. Look at it. That's fun. And good old Meme Master Telly on YouTube told us to look a little bit deeper at these boxes. And look, you can see them. They're very, very faint, so I don't know what happened with the packaging process where these didn't come through, but there's tiny little turtle heads all over the box. They're everywhere. Look at that. But it's so hard to see. All of them have it. Well, whatever. It's there because of the Burger King boxes did that. Flip that flap, baby. That's how we get this beautiful shot of Leonardo. That lighting, loving it. All that dirty street grime, which was not really a thing in the cartoon, but hey, action figure photographers, we like to make stuff a little bit more lived in. There's a good shot of the figure, but the best way to get a shot of the figure is to take it out of the box. But before we take it out of the box, I gotta show you something. To turn this guy over, he's number 13. 12 is Space Usagi. 11 is April, 14's Donatello, 15 is Raphael, 16 is Michelangelo. So there you go. And then whatever the other ones are before and after this, I don't know. Who cares? Was this worth it? And this is thanks to local hero Alexander John for helping me search around the area. He found this one, and who was the other one? Donatello? I don't remember. Thank you. Either way. Now, looking at everything that's in the box, out of the box, allows us to see it in 3 dimensions. Except for you are still looking at it in 2 because the internet is flat. Let's start over here with the binoculars. You use these to look through at a distance. Now, I don't know anything about this. It's fine. It doesn't matter. This is very specific to a something with the thing. But it looks like you would use these to have your eyes checked, right? You're going to optometrist and then he's gonna say better 1 or better 2. Better 1 or better 2. I don't know, they look almost the same. And then you get this little VHS, which matches his outside box. Fine, simple, moving on. And then you get this, which is just labeled book. But it looks like a book, Three Musketeers. That's what I would say. It doesn't say that on the bottom of the box because they probably, you know, have an issue with that. But did they call it something else in the show? Because, you know, sometimes they do that. Like the Snow White and the 7 Samurai. Was this like the 3 turtle tiers? And if you're a fan of Ninja Turtles, then definitely check out my store. I've got lots of stuff. If you need some windows for any of your Ninja Turtle vans, that's Super 7, Underground Arsenal, or the NECA van, I've got windows with extra pieces available now, and they ship worldwide. Check out all the other stuff too. Then you get Zip, which is this little guy. Here's the downside to this set is that people are gonna have to army build these little zips because these guys multiplied super fast and then they ate all the metal in the city. And that's about all I remember. And he does have head articulation, so that's kind of cool. You have to put this little stand right up the taint. Taint that great. And it works as good as it needs to. It's fine. Moving on, we've got this little tiny statue, which comes from the Peking Duck episode. I just, again, happened to see that one, and this is just basically a single frame at the end of the episode when April gives this to Leo or one of the boys, but this is based on like a bunch of real life-size statues coming to life or something. I don't remember. I gave you some information. Let's move on. This is pepperoni and marshmallows, which, I don't know. Out of all the gross pizzas that they've named and had in this new wave, this is the only one I think that I'd actually try. You get some pointy hands, which do pointing time things like this, whatever. And then you get 2 swords, which are good for cutting. I mean, if you're gonna have a Leonardo, he's gotta have swords, and these look fine. They look just like the last ones, I think. Let's get into this alternate head, which is in the box. So you got Evo? That ain't right. You got evil Leonardo, which is obvious because of the red eyes. I don't remember what that's from either. I don't know if he's exclusively the only one that goes evil, but it looks super cool and it's a nice alternative thing for a different look for something that we just haven't had before. So I'm fine with it. And as a reminder, with these heads, you can take anything. Sharpie works really well. And you can push, you can pop them apart, so now you have alternate faces and heads and things, so you can swap them around with all of your other turtles and have fun little turtle times. Now you get your main boy. He's got that bright shell, the brighter back, which is, again, coming from the Style Guide set, which is the bright green turtles. And then you got this dark matte, which does look super beautiful. It's so good, especially for the photographers. This is such a good looking set. I do have some quality control issues because those lines should clearly be connected like this and not all droopy poopy. So that's a sucky time. Well, let's just keep moving on. Good looking turtles, same sculpt, same body as other versions of the turtles. This is the best way to break this thing down. So when you get the Turtles in Disguise set, whether it's the semi-gloss or the matte, it always comes with this ugly head. You get the hat, you get the trench coat, and you get the pants. Now let's get rid of that crap. And then you get all these extra hands because it's a 4-pack of turtles, so it was really loaded down with accessories. So you got flat hands, those go. You got thumbs up, those are gone. And then you got the best way to compare the two of these: angry heads, swords, and pointy hands. The bodies are the matte finish, the heads. Let's look at these swords. Not a huge difference between them. I mean, the colors are pretty close on the blade itself, which is fine. And then the handle pieces, all the metal pieces, the only real difference is that wood color of the handles. You got angry heads. Obviously, one is just the evil with the red eyes, but this was a great value because of all of these extra pieces, and then you could move these pieces around with your other turtles. Of course, you can still do that here. The lower half, you can easily pop apart and put on one of your other turtles. Same thing with the smiling heads by default. So again, looking at the colors, big visual difference between these turtles. Colors are massively different, and I really do love the new setup. It's like this really great contrast of the yellow and the body, but for some people, these colors just work better. And of course, if you have the matte ones, even better, or if you spray them with some kind of matte finish. I cannot give you any tips on that, but people have done it. At the beginning of the video, I teased that we're gonna do something here that completely changes the whole setup here. And I'm gonna show you that now. So you take this evil Leonardo head, you pop the bandana out the back of that hole. That's easy. That wasn't the trick. The trick is if you peel, I'm such a hillbilly. Now with the matte finish, I'm finding a lot of things are tighter than they used to be, but the matte finish is so thick on these things, whoops, it makes everything a bit more complicated. And it seems that the bandana is maybe tacked down a little bit, so you'll want to be very careful, but prying out from underneath, you can eventually get it. And this is easier to do on the other turtles. Okay, now I'm completely sweating because it's way harder in the new one, but it can be done. Just be patient, be careful, and do it at your own discretion. Nobody's responsible for damage except for you, because you're gonna get some residue. You could tell it, you could see this is clearly glued down, which is weird because the old ones were so easy to get off. Maybe that's a byproduct of the matte finish sticking to this thing, but you can do this. So technically, if you want to replace parts, get an angry expression, you can do that because under the head is the same on all of the turtles. See how easy it is to take off of the turtles in disguise? There's no glue or anything holding it in place. So again, I think it's just the matte finish and it made sticky. So who knows what yours is like? Yours might be way easier. Might be even harder to take off than mine. But that means you can take this head technically and you could put a different bandana on it and have somebody else evil. And there you go. It's put back together just so everybody knows it was done in a way that it can go back without any issues. So it looks great. It still functions. The real question comes down to which one of these guys is the one to get. Again, like I've been saying, it's just if you already have the Turtles in Disguise, keep them. They're great. Let's get it out of the way. But if you don't have them, then this is the perfect setup for you. And a lot of us are just still buying them, which is crazy. Why are we doing both? Obviously, I have an excuse, not a reason, just an excuse to continue buying everything Turtles. I'm a naughty turtle boy. Now that all 4 VHS Turtles have come out, they're officially here, maybe by the time this video comes out. So which of these 4 turtles has the best value? Because I think some of them were really awesome. Like Donatello with his spinning bow effect really amped up that figure to a level that I think a lot of people were the most excited for. So for the people that only want to buy one of these turtles, because maybe they just collect all things Raphael, this one is going to be a little bit of a disappointment because of the default head. And then with Michelangelo, you get some fun stuff. You get the puppet that we don't know who he is, but you get the apron and the hat and the pizza. So he's still fun. Also does not come with an alternate head, which is really disappointing. Bow staff for Donatello, I think, edges him up to the top of being the best value out of all the turtles. Now, if Michelangelo would have had a spinning nunchuck effect, that maybe he could have won. But best value for me is going to go Donatello, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and then Raphael. Let me know down in the comments which ones you had to get, no matter what, even if you're only getting one. Well, there we have it, folks. If you enjoyed this one, then click the top link there to watch some more from this Haulathon of 2024. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.